I'm making this video because I've desperately been trying to solve a problem. We recently moved our resin production out to this workshop, and wouldn't you know, every single surface in this shop is unlevel. Every shelf, every table, every surface I could put something down on is very unlevel. Noticeably, I mean, at least a half inch on, out of level. And so I've devised something, a little plan, and I wanted to share it with you all and put it together and see, how it works today. We make these resin chessboards. We use these molds. I'll just open one up to share with you. And these are about 12 inches by 12 inches, maybe a smidge more. And it's very important that when you pour the final layer, which is basically right up to the point of doming it, that it's level all the way across. Otherwise, you'll end up with, I'm going to share one with you, something like this, where if you look down, kind of down the barrel here, there's a curve at the end, and somewhat noticeable here. It's not too bad on this board, but it's definitely there. This board is curved, and so if you set it down on a surface like this, it will rock a little bit. See that? Now the problem is, if you're making any great number of these, it can get expensive to buy leveling tables. Now they do make them. You can get them in sheets that will cover 12 inches. It's usually like 13 or 14 inches by 21 inches. But if you're making, say, 3 of these, that's 3 of those that you need to buy. And if you're making more, of course, that cost can add up, because they're about $20, $25 each plus shipping. And so the idea I came up with is I bought a sheet of 4x8 3/4 inch finish or cabinet grade plywood. And when it comes to plywoods, you can buy either OSB plywood, which is like fibers of wood that are glued together, they're fused, or you can buy true plywood, which are these layered sheets. You can see each of the layers here and looking at the end. Plywood is generally considered stronger. So if you're buying a plywood to make a leveling table, it's best not to use OSB, but at least a 3/4 inch thick plywood that has these plies, 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 plies inside. And if you were to look at this like we did that board, I'm gonna readjust you a little bit. You'll see it's pretty straight. And this is really not gonna bow. You're not adding that much weight from the chessboard that it's going to cause it to bow. So this I see as a nice long-term surface for resin leveling when you're pouring resin. And the addition that I made to these is I bought these, I don't have them out here with me, but it's a pack of something called T-nuts. And if I flip this over, I can show you what that looks like. It's just a little nut that if you drill, and these are 1/4 inch, so if you drill a 1/4 inch hole into your plywood, and then you can hammer these T-nuts down into that hole, and it has little teeth on each corner here, so that it stays put in the plywood. And then so for this sheet measures, I cut this up into 16 inch by 16 inch roughly, because the chessboard is about 12 inch by 12 inch. And that means that if you put your levelers, about 2.5 inches in on each corner, they'll be perfectly spaced for your chessboard. And then what we can do is with these T-nuts, there's a female receiving end in here that is threaded. So I bought a corresponding 1/4 inch leveling feet that look like this. If you buy these as a 4-pack at, say, Home Depot, like a box store, this will be $5 for a pack of 4 of these leveling feet with the T-nuts. And so I have 18 of these plywood sheets. So you have to buy 18 packs. at $5 each, you'd be looking at spending over $100 just for the leveling feet. But I found these on Amazon. This is a 120 pack. It was like 20 bucks. And these T-nuts were only $7 or $8 for a pack of 100 of them. So the plywood was about $50 because this is a nice cabinet grade plywood. You won't see a lot of knots in it. There's a couple that have knots, but for the most part, this is pretty nice finished grade. So you won't have to worry about anything ugly on the board. So, you know, for under 100 bucks total, I was able to make 18 of these. And I think that's a really good alternative to buying so many leveling tables from, say, Amazon or Temu or something like that. So this is my first time trying this and seeing if this will work. I just want to know, I'm curious, how level this table actually is. Let me grab the levels. And I'm going to adjust you back down so you can see what I'm seeing. So I'm going to take you off the tripod. Bear with me. So here, we're definitely out of level. We'd have to come up at least 1/8 of an inch to come into level this direction. And then if we turn this direction, that's actually not too bad. It's just a hair off. But you'll also notice with this table, you can't see it, but I can feel it. This is nice and smooth. There's almost no, where the joint is, where this table folds, there's almost no lip right here. But when you come down to this end, there's definitely a lip. It's like a 1/16 of an inch. And you're going to get nicks and scratches in the table like I just did when I moved those sheets over. So, you know, even with a nice table like this, even if you leveled out the feet on this whole table, you're going to have spots here that's different from here because this table folds. So I'm going to put you back on the tripod and let's just try putting our labeling or our leveling feet on and see how that does for us. Grab a board here. Okay, this is what these look like. Just going to thread this right in. Look at that. Threads in real nice. It's a little loose, but you can thread it down until it's tighter and then it won't be as loose. So I think this is a pretty creative option. I'm really hopeful that this works well because then once you pour a board, these boards cure for 28, 30 days. Honestly, you can have it sitting level for the first 2 weeks, and then if you sit it on an unlevel surface, in that last week, it'll bow. So it's really important that those boards, they're big and they're, wide as they are, they really have to sit level the whole time. It's not perfect solution, but I think this may just work and it may be a very affordable option. Okay, let's put our leveler on here. I'm going to take you off the tripod again so you can see what I'm seeing. We are out of level here. In the back and in the front. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to flip this over. I'm just going to tighten all these up a little bit more. Uh-oh. We got one that came out. I drilled that hole out a little too wide, I guess. Oh, I know what happened. You know what? See how long this is? That's about 3/4 inch, those threads. And this hole is only drilled to a depth of, well, the T-nuts are only as deep as about 5/16, so a little more than 1/4 inch. So what you have is this thread here is much longer than the hole, which is only about to there. And so the further I threaded this in, I actually hit the wood and it pushed that T-nut up out. So I can only go so far down before it hits the wood. Right there is where it hits the wood. You can feel the tension. And actually I did that on purpose. I wanted leveling feet that were not too long, but long enough. Some of them were actually really short. I saw some online that were only like a 1/4 inch thread in height. And I saw some that were 1.5 inches, and that's just way too much. So this 3/4 inch I thought would be appropriate middle ground answer. So we'll just thread it in to what we can. It'll take some adjusting, you know. I'm sure it won't be perfect the first time. I actually thought about gluing those T-nuts into the plywood. I don't know if we made any improvement. I can feel a serious wobble here, so. Not in the front though. So the right side needs to come up. I'm just gonna find that screw and adjust it down a little bit. Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's take this back one and back it down too. Sorry, I'm using my fingers here. Okay. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Let's try the back. Very close. The right side needs to, I think the left side needs to come down just a hair. It's pretty good. Now we just need to firm up. I think this front one just needs to back down a little bit. Really close. Might be making it worse. Yeah, and we came out. I'm going to put you on pause for a minute. I'm going to play with this a little bit and we'll see. We'll come back and we'll see how we look. Okay, well, have a look. I think I got it. Check it out. Very close. Dead center. Perfect. Perfect. So it's not a perfect solution, but I really think it may work. Now I could lay this board right on here and pour it and know that it's not going to all lean to one side. In fact, if you do that, if you do it and it's not level, one of the things you'll see is if you look at one of these boards, let's see, do I have one that's unlevel? Yeah. This board that's second from the bottom, you can see where it starts here, but look down at this end. It's narrower. So you want kind of an even reveal, something like this board here, or even this one, where the mica layer is the same thickness the whole way across. Same thing here, it's the same the whole way across. This was poured level. And so that's the whole advantage of this, and I just thought I'd share and see what you guys think, and if you have improvement ideas, or tell me what you've done and what you think. Bye-bye.